lovelies, and welcome to part 2 of my makeup tutorials and review of the TINTARK Cosmetics Funfair Palette. This is such a cute palette. I've been having such a good time creating a couple of looks using this color story. It is such a cute palette. As you unfold it, you get your ticket to the fair, and then you get a couple of different color palettes. We've got this neutral look. I have already created a video using all of these shades and creating a nice beautiful neutral eyeshadow look, and I will put the link for that video in the description box below. But today we are going to use this nice bright vibrant side of the palette to create this look. I have had such a good time and I hope you do as well. So come along with me and let's make up the rules. To start out this colorful look, I'm going to be starting out with blue on the top of my eyelid, and so I'm going to start out with this light shade right here, and I'm going to use this in my crease. I'm going to use just a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to grab some of this on my brush and I'm going to just sweep it across my eyelid, across the crease, just to create a nice transition color as we're going to be adding some deeper blues and just darkening up this look as we're moving towards the outer corner. So I'm just going to gently just add and continue to pack on and blend. So I've got a nice bright vibrant blue as we're starting out this look. That is a really pretty blue color. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more and then do the same thing on the other side. It's very vibrant, very pretty. Now that we've got our base just light blue color, we do want to go ahead and start darkening and deepening this up. And so now I'm going to go into this middle shade right here. Just picking some of this up on my brush, and I'm just going to pack this into the outer corner. And then we're going to blend it into the outer corner and up into the crease into that lighter shade. These are some really pretty vibrant blues and they're going really nicely together. Alright, so now I'm going to grab my blending brush and I'm just going to blend in this darker shade of blue into that lighter shade, pulling it up into my crease, making sure I don't have any harsh lines, just making sure everything is blended nicely together. And now to darken this up even just a little bit more, I'm going to go into this shade right here, this nice deep dark blue shade. It looks like it's got a little bit of a shimmer, but I think it'll blend in nicely with those other two and really just darken up this look. So again, I'm going to be using a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to go in right here and pick up some of this shade and pat it into that outer corner, that outer V of my eye, and then we're going to blend that into the other two shades. So again, I'm going to grab my fluffy eyeshadow brush and just go ahead and blend that in, making sure all of the colors go nicely together, there's no harsh line. Blending it very nicely, giving a nice smoky blue look on the outer corner of our eyes. Now that we have these nice matte blues blended on our eye, we're going to go ahead and add some shimmers onto our eyelid. So the first shimmer that I'm going to use is this one right here, and I'm going to put this one right on the center of my eyelid. So I'm going to go ahead and use that flat eyeshadow brush that I used earlier. I've gone ahead and cleaned it off, and I'm just going to grab some of this color right here on my brush. I've got a nice coat of it, and I do want this to be nice and vibrant, so I am going to give this just a quick spritz of setting spray. And then I'm going to pack this right here on the center of my eyelid, blending into that blue on the outer corner. Oh wow, that is a really pretty color. It's very, very bright and vibrant. Blending up in my crease just a little bit, making sure all of it connects and is cohesive. Just a little bit more. I'm going to give it another spritz. And just really want to pack on that color. Since the blue on the edges are so dark, I do want to have a nice bright pop of color on my eyelid. That is really pretty. Now we're going to go ahead and lighten this up just a little bit more as we're moving to the inner corner. I'm going to dip into this light shade of blue right here, this nice light shimmer, and I'm going to use that same brush. I went ahead and cleaned it off again, and I'm going to dip right into this one. And then I'm going to spray my brush again, so I've got a nice bright vibrant color on this as well. And then we'll go ahead and pack that into the inner part of our eyelid. I'm going to pack this right here on the inner part of my eyelid and blend it into that other blue shimmer on the center of the eyelid, just to give it a nice beautiful blue glow on the top of our eyes. That is really pretty. I am going to go back into that darker blue shimmer just a little bit, and I'm going to grab some on my finger and just make sure that everything is nice and blended. I'm just going to grab just a little and just go right where that line is in between the darker and the lighter blue shimmers, and just make sure everything looks nice and cohesive. This darker blue is so pretty. I don't want to lose it with the lighter blue or overpower it. I just want to make sure that everything shows up exactly how we want it. That is so beautiful. All of those blues go together really well. Now we're going to go ahead and work on the bottom part of our eye, and we're going to add some pink and just some pops of color there as well, just to tie everything together and be able to use all of these colors on this side of our palette. So now, using a small detailing eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go into this shade right here, this nice reddish pink color, and I'm going to pick some of this up on my brush, and I'm going to just line this underneath my eyelid, going almost all the way to my inner corner. I'm going to stop right about here and just really line this nice and thick underneath my waterline. Give a nice bright pop of pink color. That is really pretty. That looks really nice with the blue. That is really pretty, but that is a very dark color, so I do want to mute it just a little bit and soften it out. So I'm going to use a blending brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here, this nice shimmery shade, and I'm just going to pick up just a little bit on my brush, and I'm just going to go right underneath, just sweeping underneath that color, and just kind of blend it in a little bit more, soften it just a little bit, and add a little bit more of a nice shimmery glow to it. That is really pretty. It really helps to make it pop more. So I'm just going to add a little bit underneath, not a lot, just very light-handed, just blending it in, just giving it a little more distinction, a little more of a pop of a shimmer and a color. That is really, really pretty there. So now we're going to lighten it up as we're moving into the inner corner, and we're going to add a little bit of this light pink color right here. And for that light pink color, I'm going to use that same detailing eyeshadow brush, and I've gone ahead and cleaned it off, and I'm just going to dip it into this light pink color here. Just get it right on the end of that brush, and then I'm going to go ahead and spritz this with some setting spray as well, just so it'll be a nice bright pop of color on the inner corner of our eye here. So I'm just going to come in and just this little part right here on my eye, I'm just going to add this little pop of color. We can see that shimmer. It adds really nicely. It just gives it a little bit more of a glow and helps to lighten that darker pink color that we've already added to our eyes. So now we've got our blue, we've got our pink, so we're going to go ahead and add the last color on this side of our eyeshadow palette, and that is this beautiful green shimmer right here. And I'm going to use this on the inner corner of my eye. So I'm going to go back to that initial flat eyeshadow brush that I used earlier, and I'm going to grab some of this and give it a quick spritz with setting spray, and then we're going to go ahead and add this to the inner corner of our eye. So I'm going to take this, give it a quick spritz, and then just put this right here, just very gently. I don't want to overpower, but I do want to be able to show off that beautiful green shade, blending it up and down into the pink as well. That is really pretty and really vibrant. That adds a really nice extra pop to this look. And that is it for our eyeshadow look. I'm going to go ahead and add some eyeliner and mascara, and then we'll come back and take a look at the final look. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I love all of these bright colors, and I'm excited to add some eyeliner just to give it a little extra pop and just see how this look turns out. The finished look. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It is so beautiful and bright. For my eyeliner on the top, I went ahead and just used Ulta Beauty Automatic Eyeliner in Matte Black. And then in the waterline, I wanted to pull a little bit more from that green that we put on the inner corner. So I used a light green on the waterline. This is the Ulta Beauty Collection Color Punch Automatic Eyeliner, and this is the shade Majestic Mint. This is a beautiful light green color. And then for my mascara, I used the Tarte Maneater Waterproof mascara. This has quickly become one of my favorites. It's really pretty. It's great on the eyelashes. So that's how I completed this look. I'm so happy with these colors. I did do a full review and tutorial with the other side of the TINTARK Funfair Palette, the more neutrals and nude tones. And so you can definitely check that out. I'll put the link in the description box below. And then I had a really great time today using that other side and getting to use some of those really bright and vibrant colors and getting to try those out as well. I am really happy with how this palette performed. The mattes are really good. They are buildable and blendable. And then the shimmers are really bright and vibrant. They have a really nice glow to them. They perform really well. They pop. So I am overall very happy with this palette, and I think it's great that it has two different sides, so you can use some bright colors if you want to, you can use more neutrals if you want to, or you can even combine both and make your own unique look. So this is a really great palette. It's very versatile. It has a lot of different color options, and I'm just so excited about this palette. I'm excited to continue to use it and create more videos and more content, and I just really appreciate you hanging out with me and checking this out. If you are interested in purchasing the TINTARK Funfair palette, I will put a link in the description through Amazon. This is where I purchased this palette, and I hope you enjoyed this palette as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below about the TINTARK Cosmetics Funfair palette. Do you like the more neutral side, the colorful side, or maybe a mix of both? I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more videos, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, let's be kind to each other, beautiful to ourselves, and never afraid to make up the rules.